So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Those who do not know me, my name is Muhammad Al-Samarai. I am a pediatric ophthalmologist, which means I'm an eye doctor seeing kids. And I had the honor to work with our guest today, Jacob Linn, who is a coach, a trainer, and the director of the Human Performance Institute, which is a very interesting service that the University of Missouri is providing for the public. I can tell you from my personal experience with Jake, he changed my life basically. So I struggled with weight loss for a while, and I was overweight for years. And over the past 4 months, I was able to reduce my weight from 227 pounds into 180. I followed a certain diet for sure, but the type of fitness and guidance I get from Jake and the HPI is so tremendous and life-changing. And I would like to share this experience and this type of service with our community. You know, these days we all stuck at home, and if we used to go to gym, we are not deprived from this essential utility, I would say, not just like luxury service, but we're stuck at home. Our kids are bored, just binge watching TV and screens, and there is no limit for activity. Plus, we are all enjoying our home food and a lot of biryani, a lot of, grilled food and, fried food, all high calories stuff. So I think by the end, until now, with this self-quarantine, we probably end up with adding some pounds and feeling some stiffness in our joints. So we'll learn today from Jake how we can restore our flexibility, our fitness, and what will be our better choices to live healthier lifestyle. We have the chat box at the bottom, so you feel free to text to ask questions. And also stay tuned to the end of the presentation. Jake has a special surprise to our community. He was so thrilled and so excited to talk to us, to invite our community to the service that he actually provides and his team at the HPI. And at the end of today's presentation, we also have a very interesting family, event. I would encourage you guys to ask your spouses, your kids to join us today. When talking about, healthier choices about food, it is important that we all work as a family, as a team, because if you believe in certain type of restriction and your spouse does not believe in that, or your kids just keep eating what they like to eat, the plan will be ruined at the end. Plus, this fitness activity will be so entertaining for the whole family if practiced as a group. Jake, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to make you as a host, and you can go ahead and start your presentation, and feel free to share your screen if you have any thing to share with us. So you're the host now.
All right. Thank you, Mohamed. I appreciate the introduction.
Thank you.
So like Mohamed said, I am the supervisor of the Human Performance Institute, which is a small gym on the south side of Columbia. We are part of the physical therapy department, the outpatient therapy department at the Missouri Orthopedics Institute. And we were founded kind of on the idea of what's called a high performance integrated team between the athletics department on campus along with the hospital system. So back in 2012, the hospital system was very interested in seeing how they could contribute orthopedically to the success of the athletes at Mizzou, and started dedicating some of our therapists' time to work within the athletic department, the sports medicine department, as well as the strength and conditioning department. So in our time together, all working as one kind of cohesive, integrated team, we realized that the things and the resources that we are dedicating towards these already high-performing athletes could be far better served by offering them to the community in a integrated fashion. So basically the idea at the Human Performance Institute is we take these principles that you would normally use for developing high-level athletes, and we provide them to the community as a whole. So at the Human Performance Institute, we provide really well-structured, well-instructed training systems. So you would get the opportunity to be a part of a fast-paced, highly motivating class with your peers that makes an intense fitness experience fun and enjoyable. But then you also get guidance with nutrition. You have some pretty interesting resources as far as measurement of your body composition, weight, that whole thing. But then you also get basically the full leverage of all the services of the MU hospital system. So if you really wanted some very in-depth service, we can always hook you up with a certified nutritionist, any of the registered dietitians. If you do happen to tweak your knee or your shoulder or your back, then we can hook you up with one of the physical therapists that are all excellent within the system. So basically you're supported in every way you could possibly think of by kind of utilizing the systems that we have there at MU Human Performance Institute. Now, since we have this international pandemic going, things have changed quite a bit. So we're all stuck at home, and HPI has we've had to pivot to where we basically offer all of our services online, or we offer remote training services, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But if you guys are interested, anybody is welcome to look up what we do on Facebook. So we transmit all of our classes on Facebook Live. Right now we're doing one at 9 a.m., one at 1 p.m., and then one in the evening as well. So what the men and women of your community are already experiencing, you guys can get access to on Facebook, and then the classes are actually recorded, and you can access them at a later date if it's more convenient for you. So you can kind of get the experience in your own home. We've built all the exercise routines to be able to be completed with just your body weight or a minimum amount of equipment. So there are some pretty fun, motivating. There's been some technical difficulties along the way. We're all learning how to use all these different internet transmitting services. But I think everybody's had a pretty good sense of humor along the way as we've all kind of learned how to do this.
Yeah.
But it's very important. I mean, obviously, we highly value movement. The more that you can move your body, the better off everything is internally. Even if you didn't lose any weight whatsoever, all of your internal organs will be in a much more healthy state by adopting more of a holistic movement practice. So many of our folks have improve their A1C levels, their blood lipid levels, just by adopting more of a consistent exercise routine. So that's very, very important, and we believe in the benefits of exercise medicine. Now, when it comes to some of the things that we offer online, if you have young athletes or you have kids that are looking for more of a personalized experience, so they want to train for a sport, we also have some pretty interesting applications that will allow us to basically prescribe individual workouts and shoot the workout routine straight to your mobile devices. So if that's something that anybody's interested in, we can always get you hooked up with one of our athletic performance coaches. And then what we're going to be talking a little bit about here today is another platform that we utilize. I'm certified with an organization called Precision Nutrition. And that organization has a platform that allows me to individualize basically nutritional coaching, and they take a very interesting angle at it that incorporates behavior change and kind of behavioral science in with it. And we all know that that's probably the biggest X factor when it comes to adopting a much healthier lifestyle, is finding ways to kind of slowly and holistically change your set of habits, so it's not like you're trying to do a diet or some sort of crash eating plan that's unsustainable. The platform also allows us to prescribe individual exercise programs as well. So if people are interested in that, then they can basically get a program that is built specifically for them and coached by me on an individual level. So let me share this quick presentation with you, kind of give you a little bit more idea on kind of what all this entails. So what we wanted to really talk about today was just some of the at-home resources. And so we kind of outlined that in just a little bit. It all fits together. So we have your fitness, your movement practice, very, very important. But on a larger note, the lifestyle and the nutrition habits that you lead probably have 80 to 90% of the influence over how much success you're going to have with that. So, I mean, basically, how do we think about food at HPI? And we think about it as more than just fuel for the body, right? So you have your vitamins and minerals, all the different chemicals that are in food that basically give your body information and basically tell your body and your cells what to do. But it also tells a story about you. I mean, the way that we eat, the times that we choose to eat, people we choose to eat with are interwoven emotionally and culturally with kind of everything that is what makes you you. So you have to kind of take that into account with how you prescribe different changes in what you're going to do with your diet. And the way that human beings interact with their food they eat is very different. So that's why kind of just blanket statements or blanket prescriptions on what to eat doesn't always work. Generally, we can work on improving the quality of the protein that we eat, maybe increasing the levels of protein that we eat and lowering the amount of processed carbohydrate and junk food that we eat. That generally has a positive effect, but whenever it really comes to making sure that you have what's right for your body, then it needs to be done more on a personal basis. Then it needs to fit with what your goals and your thoughts and feelings are about that food. So it's more on an individual level. You see how complicated this is. So there's so many different things that go in to how your body utilizes the food that you eat and how it reacts, and basically how it will change based on any type of intervention that you make. So, you know, you do have the energy intake, that's what you eat. You know, you have the energy expenditure, that's, you know, how you exercise, what you choose to do for physical activity. But then you have environmental and genetic factors, and all those things come down to how your body composition responds to what is it you eat and how you choose to move. Then you also have how we think about movement. So for those of us that are trained in exercise science and exercise physiology, there's 1,000 different factors that we have to figure out. But for the effective coach, you want to make it as simple as possible and as fun and as attractive and sustainable as it can be. So we take all these things that would stress out a normal person, because it can be very complicated, and we try to make it fun and make it simple and make it manageable and digestible for everybody. Okay, so what makes up good nutrition and good movement? All right, so we do know that good nutrition provides good energy balance to the body. We also know that there should be an evidence-based approach to it. There's years and years and years of research that lets us know what are more effective ways of intervention, what things will affect your body in a positive way. So we need to kind of base our direction of intervention on that evidence, which I think we can all really agree with. But then, you know, the things that you do and the choices that you make should improve your performance. They should improve your health as well as your body composition. So you have a lot of different pieces of evidence that should be all kind of pointing in the right direction if we're doing the same things. Okay, good nutrition is also sustainable. So, you know, we can all try to do the ketogenic diet. It can be a very effective thing for some people, but for most of us, that's not a sustainable thing. The choices that we make, if we had your entire community eat a certain way, that level of consumption might not be sustainable for the environment. So you have to think on a bigger picture too on the sustainability of your diet choices. And it's not only just about you, it's also about the environment as a whole, okay? And great nutrition, great movement also removes some of the limiting factors. So not all of us were blessed with excellent genetics, but you can remove some of those factors by making sure that you take those into account and that you work with the things that you were born with, okay? You know, excellent exercise prescription makes sure that it works with you and your body. It helps you improve. It doesn't damage your body any further if you already have something orthopedically that's kind of in the way. And it also takes into account your equipment, your environment, all the other things that might be limiting factors. So basically it removes all the hurdles if you're doing it right. All right, so how do we do that? I already talked about the platform a little bit that I have access to. What's really cool about this is, like I said, the whole thing is based on helping you to improve habits and how to drive behavior change in the best way possible. So we take years of psychology, behavioral science, and we weave that into exercise prescription and nutrition prescription and try to make sure that everything is dialed in specifically for you and your goals, and that we are working together to get the outcome that you want. And that is basically the most sustainable way that we can possibly do it, okay? So I kind of just want to show you a little bit about how this works. Let me switch my screen here real quick. So this is what I have access to as this platform. So basically, if you were to subscribe to this platform, every day we do have this nice application that you can log into, but every day you have a neat lesson. You'll have a specifically prescribed habit. This is my particular profile, so you know I try to walk the walk with everybody else. So my biggest struggle right now is taking the time to make sure that I am also living a healthy lifestyle, even though I'm trying to help out, 20 to 30 other people improve their habits, improve their lifestyle too. So my habit right now is to try to make sure that I block out time for myself to also learn and improve those same habits that I'm preaching and try to help other people with. You also have a workout that it gets prescribed daily. So 4 days a week, you have either an upper body, a lower body, or a total body workout. So I can get this clicked on here. All right. So what's cool about this is you get to, let's go back to this one here. You get to basically choose what workout that you're going to do for the day. There we go. Now we're coming up here. So
you may exit from the presentation and open the Google form.
Okay, here we go.
Did you share the screen, whole screen, or just the PowerPoint?
Are you seeing my screen right now?
We are seeing the PowerPoint presentation. So if you go to the share screen.
Okay, my fault. Here we go. Let's do this.
Here we go. Yeah, I think no, you exit everything. No, go to share screen.
Here it is. Okay.
Here we go.
So,
yes.
We all see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. So, thank you, Mohamed.
You're welcome.
So here is this is basically the platform. Every day I get to kind of show what the habits are. My habit is making time for myself. I get to show what activity I'm doing for the day. So I'll get this in the pull up here. Once it pulls up, take a little bit there. But basically you can choose between the full workout, if you have access to weight training equipment, or you can actually modify it It's going slow again here. Not sure why it's going so slow again here. So yeah, you can modify the workout. So today's workout was a lower body exercises, doing some squats with a dumbbell. If you don't have that, you can modify it to be just a body weight exercise. Or if you want to just completely do your own thing, it gives you the opportunity to kind of record it there on your own as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this to go here. Not sure why that is. One of the things that's really cool about this as well is you get the opportunity to message me through this application. So if you're having trouble, or if you have questions, or you just want a little update on what's going on for the day, you can really easily just contact me directly on what the plan will be. Like if you're having trouble or you can't figure out what it is, how to apply a certain skill, then I'm always right there with you. So now I got this pulled up. So this would be like an example of how today's workout started out. So basically doing some basic breathing exercises, doing a bear crawling exercise. Most of our folks are familiar with that one at HPI, and doing a hip mobility exercise. And then you move along. Once you decide what it is that you want, you can also always modify. So say that you did not want to do that particular exercise, you wanted something easier, you can always choose a different one.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't want to do this particular stretch, you could always choose a different one right there. So you can kind of modify up and down based on what equipment that you have, as well as what your body is capable of. So basically the program can kind of tailor itself to you, and what you're capable of, what you have time for. So pretty neat little thing right there. This other program is also very cool because this it takes you progressively through the entire year. I can track how consistent you were. With most of our folks, we see that even if they're only about 50% consistent, they see some pretty major changes in their body and their health. If you get upwards of 70 to 90%, then you start seeing some really rapid changes. And we can quantify that right here. I can track and see where all the lessons and the habits and how consistent you were right there. So if I notice that we have been less consistent on Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe I can message with you a little bit. If you want to talk on the phone or FaceTime, we can kind of figure out what it is that is a challenge with that, maybe work around it. So that's what's just really neat about this whole thing is you get to basically get personalized coaching remotely. It comes to you on your own application in your home, and then we tailor everything to fit with what works best for you and your goals. So you guys have any questions on that thus far? Let's stop the share here.
All right, keep going.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about for maybe the next 10 minutes? I'm sure we've been sitting plenty all day long. We're sitting right now in front of a screen. Yeah. What if we get up and we move a little bit? Kind of show you some good, like a good kind of movement and loosen up routine that can help kind of counteract all the negative effects of sitting.
All right.
And then to wrap up, I can kind of give you guys an offer on what we're thinking of.
Perfect. Yep.
Sound good?
Let's do it. Yep.
Hey, what's up, Tark?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to adjust the screen just a little bit, so hopefully you guys can see me. I'm going to back up here.
All right.
And we can start moving just a little bit. We'll keep it short, about 10, 15 minutes, okay?
Let me wash my hands because I'm eating my dinner. Just let me wash my hands.
Okay.
Join us when you're done.
All right. Let's see. I think you can all see me right there. I can't tell my head's cut off.
Just a quick comment. If you guys hover your mouse over Jake's screen, click on the three dots and pin the video, you're going to see his screen filling your screen so you can see him from far distance. So you can do the exercises. Keep your mics muted, please. Keep yourself muted. Okay.
My phone, I got a little timer. Don't want anybody to be doing planks for a whole minute, right? All right. Okay, we've got the ready to move around a little bit.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So one thing that we typically always do at HPI is we do a little bit of movement preparation. So we always want to kind of prepare the joints for a little bit more of an intense movement to come. It helps to decrease the chances of injury. It also helps you just feel a lot better when it comes to the actual workout. So let's kind of move our bodies, get a little bit loosened up. Now we start with just some knee taps. So basically we're going to stand on one leg, going to pull the other knee up to the chest. Try to get as tall as you possibly can on your support leg as you bring your knee all up to the chest. This is great for working on balance, as well as loosening up some of those hip muscles that can become really tight by sitting for hours on end, okay? Usually we do about 5 to 6 repetitions each leg, and then we'll switch to what we call leg cradle. So we'll grab a hold of the right knee with your right hand. We'll also grab a hold of the ankle with your left hand, so you're supporting both joints at the same time. You're going to try to pull your whole shin up parallel to the shoulders as you get tall on your support leg. And we'll switch to the other side. So you're supporting both the knee and the ankle joint. You pull up nice and tall, and then you place that foot back down. So trying to get great balance as tall as you can on your support leg. As you bring your shin up parallel to the shoulder and pull up slightly, you should feel a little bit of a stretch in your glute muscles on the back side. Okay? All right, here comes the next challenge. Okay, we're going to do what we call a quad stretch to a Superman or Superwoman. So you're just going to grab hold of the right ankle. You kind of stretch your quadricep muscle. These muscles on the front side can become very tight by sitting. Okay, so you're going to pull that back behind the body, and you're going to release the ankle. You're going to tip over, you're going to reach as far as you can over the head as you extend that ankle back behind you, okay? Now we'll switch to the other side. So grab that left foot, left ankle, pull that quadricep, okay? So you're stretching it, you're going to release the ankle, and you're reaching overhead as you extend your leg back behind you, okay? Let's go on the other one. So grab that right leg again. Stretch the quadricep muscle, then you release it, and you'll tip over as you reach. I have great balance. Okay? Now we'll go that left leg one more time. So we'll grab hold of it, okay? Then you release it, and reach as far as you can overhead. Okay? All right, so the next one, this is called the world's greatest stretch. Okay? It's a combination of a lunge as well as a hip and a hip flexor stretch all together, okay? You'll actually also get some upper body movement as well, so it helps to loosen up the shoulders and the spine as well, okay? So make sure you have about 5 to 6 feet in front of you. We're gonna step a long lunge forward with the left leg, okay? We're gonna lower our body down, place our right hand on the floor. Now you're gonna take your left elbow and try to bring your left elbow down as close to your foot as you can, okay? Then you're gonna reach your left arm up high, and then you're going to rock your hips up and backwards to the ceiling as you straighten your left knee and pull your left toe up. Okay? Now you're going to push hard off that left leg and try to bring your feet back together. Now we'll go to the right leg. So you're going to step a big step forward to the right. Okay? You're going to take your right elbow down as you place your left hand on the ground. So right elbow goes down to the right foot. You're going to reach your right arm up. You're going to rock your hips up and backwards. As you straighten the knee, pull it up. Push hard. Get all the way back to where you started from. Great job. Let's go one more time each leg. So that left leg goes forward. Nice, long and low lunge. Bring the left elbow to the floor by that left foot. Reaching that left arm up. Then rocking those hips up and backwards as you straighten that knee and pull it up. Okay? Now push it back, we're going to go one more time to the right. All right, so nice long and low lunge. Right elbow goes down. Right arm goes up. And the hips rock up and backwards, straighten knee, and pull the toe up. Very good, okay. So now, next one, we're going to do a little bit of an active groin stretch, okay? This is an excellent stretch for the muscles on the inside of the thigh. It also serves as a great activator for those glute muscles, okay? So you have a nice long wide stance. You can place your hands on your knees. If you want to make the stretch a little bit deeper, we can move down closer to the floor. So basically you're gonna rock your head side to side as you bend one knee and you keep the opposite leg straight. Should feel a good stretch kind of in between those legs on the inner parts of the thigh and groin muscles. Okay, if you want to go a little bit more deep with the stretch, you're basically walking those hands side to side there. Okay? Hands side to side. All right, you're trying to stretch and imagine rubber bands around those knees by stretching that band and activating those glute muscles there. Okay. Now we'll go one more kind of movement exercise here, okay? So next we're gonna stand with our feet about shoulder width. Our toes are more or less straight ahead. You can turn them out slightly if you'd like to, okay? We're gonna do what we call hip pop-ups. So we're gonna bend down and try to grab our toes like you're doing a hamstring stretch, okay? Then we're gonna drop our hips down close to our heels as we press our knees wide outside of our elbows, all right? From here, we're still going to hold on to our toes. Going to pop our hips up. Then we're going to drop our hips back down. So we're kind of alternating between a hamstring stretch and we pop our hips up. And then we drop our hips back down into a Saigon squat. Okay? So up and down, up and down. Let's get some good repetitions, kind of loosening those ankles and those knee joints up right there. Excellent job. Okay, let's do one for the upper body. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grasp our hands together, kind of interweave those fingers so our elbows are high, about shoulder height, our feet about shoulder width, just nice and easy. Just going to rotate our torso. Try to keep a little bit of tension by pulling apart on your hands. Okay? So very important to get that upper back and the spine moving there. And then the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of shoulder rotation action. Okay, so with the right hand, let's keep our left hand here by our left thigh. Our right hand into a big circle all the way up, sweeping past by our ear. With the thumb, as big of a circle as you can. So big circle there. Here we go. Always trying to lead to the thumb. You notice my thumb is pointing backwards. I get stuck. And I roll the thumb downward towards the floor. And sweep it down by my leg. Trying to keep it as close to my body as I can. Okay? All right, now switch to the other side. So the left hand is going to go up and back, leading the thumb. So the thumb points backwards to the wall. My arm gets stuck. I roll my thumb down, trying to keep my arm close to my midline as I possibly can. Here we go. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, so that would be a great way to kind of loosen up and kind of shake out all this sitting that we've been stuck doing in the last couple of days. All right? I'm going to show you one quick, what we call a high intensity interval. Okay? So this is a routine that's known as a Tabata. Okay? T-A-B-A-T-A. It's been highly researched over the years. Basically, it takes advantage of working at a very high rate with very short rest periods. And what the research has found is that this creates such an oxygen debt in the body afterwards because you're working so intensely, is that even after your exercise bout is over, your body is burning calories at an elevated rate to replenish the supplies that you burn so intensely during your exercise bout. So what is really cool about this routine is you can plug in just about any movement or exercise into it, and it's equally as effective. So today we're just going to go some squats, all right? But you can do, you can run, you can do sit-ups, you can do push-ups, you can do burpees, literally anything you can think of. You can run up and down the stairs and get the same effect out of it. Any way you do it, it's going to really raise those fitness levels, burn a lot of calories in a short amount of time, and keep your metabolism elevated after you're all done. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my watch here. What we do is we're going to go for 8 rounds. It's going to be 20 seconds of work with only 10 seconds break in between each 20-second bout. Okay? If you choose to do something else, you're more than welcome to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my feet about shoulder width, and I'm just going to squat up and down, just body weight. Okay? And that's all it's going to take. You're going to feel your leg muscles burning. You're going to feel your heart rate up. Your breath rate is going to be up, and then it's going to get you a great increase in metabolism calorie burn going for the next hours after we're done. Okay? So I'm going to get my stopwatch going here, and we'll all do this together. Okay. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Ready, set, go. So we're just going to squat up and down. You go at your own pace. Try to get continuous work for about 20 seconds, though. All right, we're halfway there. That's 10 seconds in. Excellent job. About 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good job. All right, that's the first round. Only 7 more to go. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Very good. Nice work, friends. You can always sit down on the couch and stand up. You don't have to just squat in free space. You also don't have to go all the way down. You can just do little baby reps if you want to do that. It's totally fine. And time. Good job. That's round 2. Excellent work. You can also always hang on to a chair in front of you for a little bit more balance. Okay, here we go. Round 3. Nice work, guys. Here we go. Excellent job. I'm breathing a little bit already. Good. 5 more seconds. Excellent work. Excellent work. And time. Nice job.
Man.
Great, friends. Way to work. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Round 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice work. Keep it up. Keep it up. Get a little burn. Nice job. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay. Now slow down. Only 4 more to go. You're halfway there. All right. Here we go. All right. This is round 5. All right. 10 more seconds. If you get to the point you need to take a break, go ahead and take a break. That's totally fine. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. Only 3 more rounds.
Whoa. Man, you
nice
couldn't.
job, guys. Ready, set, go. There we go. 10 more seconds. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good job. All right. Great job, folks. Only 1 more minute. 2 more rounds. We're there. And ready, set, go. Awesome job, friends. 10 more seconds. Way to work. 5 more seconds. Great job. And time. Woo! Only 1 more round.
Whoa.
Almost made it.
Hey.
And go.
All right.
Round 8. So good. 10 more seconds. Way to work, friends. Awesome job. Good. 3, 2, 1. Time.
Good job.
Nice job, friends.
Perfect.
High 5. Here we go. Okay.
Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome.
Cool. So let's catch up some breath and
Yeah.
thank you so much. All right. So while waiting for questions from the audience here, feel free to text the question or wave your hand so I can see you guys and deliver the question. Until people ask you, I want to get I know that your nutritional program is customized per each individual, per each client that work with you. But if you give us fundamental concepts on healthy dieting. What
Yes, sir.
my
So-
daily diet should be: vegetables, fruits, how much fat, how much protein. What is the example of the bad carbs versus good carbs, good fat versus bad fats, stuff like that.
Great question. So if you think about the entire kind of picture of our human being race, we have spent most of our existence basically living off the land and eating very minimally processed food, right? So you think about what our food has become in the last 60 or 70 years. A lot of it is produced in the factories. A lot of our meat products are produced industrially, and we've kind of gotten away to what the land originally gave us. So if you think about how things were 3 or 4 generations ago, you had plentiful, high-quality protein, right? So you had fish, you had poultry, you had eggs, you had livestock, but it was raised well. The cattle grazed, the fish came from the sea and the rivers. The poultry is raised free range. They ate, seeds, nuts, bugs, grass, that type of thing. And basically you're, 1 or 2 levels removed from basically eating anything that came directly from the earth. Versus now, things go through a whole supply chain. And things are produced in the factory and they sit on the shelves for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they're filled full of preservatives. So if I can give you a major general rule about how to eat more healthy, it is to eat less processed foods, right? Things that are in its whole form, things that have come directly. Try to refrain from eating super high fat fried foods, things that just our ancestors 3 or 4 generations ago wouldn't have had access to. So generally, as far as how we recommend organizing the amount of calories from each of the different macronutrients. So a macronutrient is protein, carbohydrates, and fat, right? Generally, most of us here in the United States eat far too many carbohydrates and far too little protein, probably a moderate to too much fat. So if we lower the amount of processed carbohydrates and fats that we eat, raise the amount of quality protein and the amount of quality fruits and vegetables, usually as far as general recommendations, that takes care of a lot of our issues right there. So the more protein that you can have, the more fruits and vegetables, the more you can replace any of the junk food, any of the sweetened beverages, the better off you're going to be.
Perfect.
Generally, try to recommend drinking low or no calorie beverages. So water is always a great go-to. Any unsweetened tea or coffee is always good as well. If you're growing up, obviously our kids aren't going to be drinking any of those caffeinated beverages. But the more simple it can be, the better off it is. So, does that kind of answer your question, then, Mahani?
Yep, thank you so much. This gap. So we're going to conclude this presentation by a community game. So if you guys familiar with the app Kahoot, you just launch it. If not, you can download the app from your app store. If you use Google, you can scan the right barcode. If you use Apple, you can use the left one. While doing so, let me just ask Jake. You promised us that you have a promotion for our community. So you told us it's like $50 per month for this personal coaching program. What do you have for us today?
Yes, so that platform, that precision nutrition platform that I utilize, typically I charge people $50 per month. But because I'm very invested in ensuring that the health and well-being of your community improves, as well as we're all struggling right now with this quarantine. Basically, for the next 60 days, I'm allowing people to sign up and go through this coaching program, at least try it out for no cost. So if that's something that anyone in your community is interested in, you can just simply email me. My email address is LINNJK@health.missouri.edu. I will be more than happy to send you an invite and get you set up at no cost for the next 60 days.
Say the email again, Jake. Let me just write it down.
LINN.
LINN.
JK. At health.missouri.edu.
Health.missouri.edu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is Jake's email. If you guys are interested, you can email him to register in this 60 days free program. I can tell you from my personal experience with not Jake's program specific, but I had experience with similar program. Within the first week, I start seeing my weights going down with very minimal intervention, just by monitoring my diet, logging in my diets, very minimal changes in my habits, and things will start to kick in really dramatically. One other thing to mention about the type of programs that HPI provide is that, there's a bunch of free YouTube, videos about like home training and workouts. They are great, but if you do not have commitments, it is free, but free always good, but at some point you are not motivated to be connected with freebies, and if you go to gym memberships, you have to pay, but at some point you have no motivation to go in and do your routine, like dedicated workout. You have lack of guidance, you don't know where to start, what to do. What is cool about HPI, first we have classes with the trainer. They are a team of experts, including female trainers for the sisters who feel uncomfortable, like going to a gym in public mixed with males, or caring about wearing hijab. You can establish a class with the female trainer, and nowadays you can participate in Zoom with your trainer at the comfort of your home while even turning your screen off. So it's really interesting, service, and it is pretty affordable. How much, guys, you charge per individual?
Yeah, for the classes, it's been $25 per month.
And how many days a week?
3 days a week for the guys, 3 days a week for the girls. Typically, we've been going Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Nice. And then 9 a.m. on Saturday. And then for the women, it's 7 p.m. on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Perfect. And the program is also available for kids as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So this is going to be a very interesting, family project that we all can invest, and it's pretty affordable. You pay $25 per month, and you have 3 days a week. All right. So, guys, let's go back to the Kahoot. I hope that you guys have downloaded the app. So we're going to start with this game about healthy lifestyle. Some information may be mentioned by Jake, some may not. I do not take the credit for preparing this game. It is already available on Kahoot. It's a very interesting way of learning. My kids love it, and I'm sure your kids will like it as well. So the way it works, you have to enter the PIN. Okay, so let me go back here. All right, let me see. Stop sharing for a second and go back to share screen with the sound on. Here we go. All right, so guys, enter the number with your new app. We still have no players yet. So after you download the app, you just put the PIN number here. Okay, Jake is ready. You can join us, Jake, as well, yeah. So guys and the audience, you can put your PIN, and we're going to start the game in a second. Ask your kids help, they are expert at this.
Say that one more time, please.
So there is an icon at the bottom called Enter PIN. Enter PIN, and you just go in and put the PIN number that you see here, the 1746. All right, Sister Suhaila join. All right. Access.
Just a second.
Okay, yeah. Let me just pause for a second and let me see if there's any issues with that.
Okay, can you just say the PIN number one more time, please?
Yep, we are back here. 174 6673.
174. Sorry.
174 6673. And you can enter a name. Who are you? Shrink this.
Okay.
All right, few more seconds. All right, here we go. So the way it works, you're gonna see questions, and there is multiple choice answer. You click on the icon on your screen, your phone, and you will get the points. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. All right. How many glasses of water should you drink a day? 58, 10, 46,
All what I have
6 to 8 is the correct answer. And let's see who wins. Oh, Misbaho, good job. All right, let's move. How many calories on average should a teenage boy eat per day?
By the way, I'm not seeing any answers. All what I'm seeing is
you see the icons. You should see only the icons on your phone. And you just click on the corresponding color that correspond to the answer. Like if you think the first answer number in the red color is the correct one, you click on the red box in your screen.
Oh, so I have to guess the color of the icon that is.
No. So you see my screen on the TV, right? On the computer.
Let me see here.
Dr. Tariq, are you using your phone or your screen for the Zoom meeting?
I'm using my phone.
And do you have the Kahoot on the phone as well?
I have Kahoot on the phone, but I see what you're saying here. You have the screen on the Zoom, and then you have the okay. That means that I have to move from one screen to another. I get it.
All right. Okay, Jake won this question. No. All right, okay. How many portions of fruit and vegetables is there? Right. Safest beat coming up. Good job. All right. What is the recommended amount of times for exercise per week? All right. We are doing the right thing by 3 days a week, you know? Oh, I got it. Okay, here we go. How many hours of sleep are recommended per night?
Oh, that I know.
There we go. I'm burning. Here you go. Well, that's a bias because I know the questions anyways. Protein is considered a good source. All right. I'm still leading. Carbohydrates are considered a good for right. Being overweight can lead to diabetes. All right. Abulemi is coming. How many teaspoons of sugar are there in 1 can of Coca-Cola?
What's the answer?
All right, Jake, come on, man. How many teaspoons of sugar are there in 100 grams of that gives you a comparison between the healthy sugar and the bad sugar, you know, for the same taste. Cool. All right. 4 more questions to go. How long is the recommended time for exercise? 70 days a week.
30 minutes.
All right. How many calories on average should a teenage girl eat per day? We said the boy. How much calories should a girl need to eat? I get drunk too. Miss Bahu, keep going, Sheikh. All right. What percentage of our diet should be made of fatty?
It's green.
What is it?
Or red. It's red.
I'm not
The blue, the 7%, which no one answered correctly. All right. One more. What percentage of our diet should be made of fruit and vegetables? All right, Mr. Suhaila. Cool. Keep trying. One more. Final. Dairy is good for? All right. Let's see who's the winner. The podium. Let's see. Mr. Suhaila. Congrats. Number 2. Jake, thank you. And I won the. Good luck.
Good job, Mohammed.
Thank you so much. Yeah, do you have any comments about this information about, you know, the percentage of food and stuff like that?
That was all great. I mean, there's so much information out there. It's hard for anybody to master. That's for sure. So that was an excellent game. I love that. I might use that one for the kids when we're teaching that stuff at HBI.
Yeah. So I mean, you just search any topic, you find a bunch of like pre-prepared, you know, questions. You don't have to bother with preparing ones. Yeah. All right. So a question here from Brother Mohammed asking, when will be the classes? What is the time? I think we answered this question. We said there is a noon and evening classes, right?
Yeah. So there's a 9 a.m. Class, there's a 1 p.m. class, and then there's the 7 p.m. classes right now too.
And these are different from the ones that you guys post on the Facebook? So people can come to Facebook directly, or?
Yeah, so everything should be posted on Facebook. Whenever the classes are running, it's live, but then the video posts and is saved to our Facebook page under the video content. So you can always go back and participate in one of the classes at your own convenience.
Yeah, but these Facebook videos are available for public for free, right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am putting the link for the website for the HPI, the Human Performance Institute. And from there, you can go to the Facebook page. You can register for the classes. Again, $25 per month, 3 days a week. There's classes for men, women, and kids. Different level of strength. And also there is 2 months free subscription for the precision nutrition program that's going to be coached by you, Jake.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any questions from the audience, participants? Dr. Tariq, do you have any question?
The kids are asking what happened to Jake's hair.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid to go to the barber right now, so it was getting too long. I took the clippers and I buzzed it all off.
Yeah. People asking about the Facebook page.
Monsieur Jake.
So 1 second, I can
You can just paste it in the chat box.
Yep. Let me pull it up real quick. This is. Where are we? That should be the. That's the website that you can take. That will take you to all of our videos.
Perfect. I recommend that you guys use these links now before we end the meeting, because once we close the meeting, you cannot access this information. All right. So I guess we have no more questions here. On behalf of our Muslim community here, Jake, in Colombia, I would like to thank you so much for the great impact you are, leaving in us. I really appreciate your efforts. I personally feel the change in my lifestyle. There's a bunch of research that you may read and hear about how the exercise can affect your mood, your behavior, your psychological, background. All that, I feel it now, like physically. So I'm really appreciative to your work, guys, and hope our community can use this benefit as well and live healthy, move around. Hopefully this pandemic will go over and we should be back to our normal life and more strength and healthier style. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jake. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.